Cleveland's training ground is buzzing, and the full team is out there going full throttle as they prepare for what could be a game-changing season. The focus right now is on the quarterback position, with 4 players battling it out for that coveted starting role. But one player has already set himself apart, and it's none other than Shedeur Sanders. From the very first snap, Shedeur's presence is undeniable. His body language? Confidence. His throws? Precision perfect, crisp, and on point. He's not just going through the motions, he's commanding the field with a swagger that screams, "I'm here to take over." This isn't just practice for him, it's an audition, and Shedeur's putting on a show. The competition is fierce, and every rep counts. But while others may be feeling the pressure, Shedeur is looking cooler than ever, showing why he belongs in the conversation for QB1. With the training session set to decide the pecking order, it's clear. Shedeur is more than ready to prove he's got what it takes. Shedeur Sanders kicked things off with the usual group warm-ups, moving fluidly alongside the rest of the team. Nothing flashy, just the basics to get the blood flowing and the muscles loose. But it was when he shifted into individual drills that things really started to get interesting. As soon as Shedeur stepped into those one-on-one throws with the runners, it was clear he wasn't just going through the motions. Every single throw was on point. Whether the runner was close or deep downfield, Shedeur's accuracy was spot on. There was no hesitation in his mechanics, no second guessing, just crisp, precise passes. He didn't need to rely on strength alone. His timing, touch, and understanding of the play were evident with each dropback. Then came the team reps, and this is where Shedeur Sanders really started to separate himself from the pack. If there were any doubts about why people are so high on him, they were completely erased in this portion of practice. Every throw he made was calculated. He wasn't just firing the ball, he was reading the defense, making quick decisions, and executing with surgical precision. The real showstopper, though, came when he dropped an absolute supreme throw. With the pocket collapsing, he evaded pressure with a quick shuffle, reset his feet, and launched a deep strike down the sideline, right into the hands of his receiver, perfectly in stride. The timing, the touch, the accuracy, it was everything you want in a quarterback's highlight throw. And then came the series of sublime throws. Shedeur Sanders was on fire, effortlessly putting the ball in the hands of his receivers like he was tossing peaches, soft, perfect, and impossible to drop. Each pass seemed like a laser-guided missile, finding its target with precision, and it was clear there wasn't a defense line in the world that could even think about challenging these throws. Shedeur's next move was a masterclass in deception. With the pocket collapsing around him, he didn't panic. Instead, he calmly took a step back, letting the defense think they had him cornered. But here's where it gets interesting. Shedeur uses a slight, almost imperceptible hand movement to fake one direction, misguiding the defenders and buying himself just that extra split second of time. Then came the next throw, and honestly, it was even better than the last. Shedeur found himself in a vulnerable position, defenders tugging at each other, fighting for better positioning, and the pocket closing in around him. It was one of those moments where most quarterbacks might try to force something or take a risky hit, but not Shedeur. He stayed calm, cool, and collected. Instead of scrambling or panicking, he noticed what others didn't. The entire defense was so focused on the chaos around him that they lost track of the one thing that really mattered: his receiver. Shedeur, fully aware of this, quickly scanned the field and saw his runner in an advanced position on the far left, ready to break free. Shedeur Sanders didn't just rely on his arm to make plays. He proved he's got the footwork and poise to back it up. In the next rep, he found himself in a tight situation, with the pocket shrinking around him and defenders closing in. There wasn't enough space for him to get a clean throw off, but instead of forcing the ball into a bad situation or taking a sack, Shedeur did something most quarterbacks struggle with under pressure. He bought himself time without losing his vision. With defenders closing in from all sides, Shedeur didn't panic. He quickly recognized the pressure and, without hesitation, pivoted sideways to his left. He wasn't just running to escape, he was strategically shifting to get a better angle on the field. Moving laterally, he managed to step out of the clutter around him, freeing up his line of sight away from the crowded huddle. Shedeur Sanders wasn't done showcasing his versatility. He took it up a notch with some sneaky moves that really demonstrated just how well-rounded his game is. In one particular rep, things took a turn for the unexpected, and it left everyone on the field, including the coaches, stunned. Shedeur received the snap, but instead of firing a throw, he pulled off a move no one saw coming. Without a moment's hesitation, he placed the ball into the hands of a defensive tackle standing beside him. Yeah, you heard that right. A defensive tackle. It wasn't a mistake. It was all part of the plan. The tackle, now with the ball, took off down the field, weaving through traffic and using his momentum to make a run for the end zone. It was a play that caught everyone off guard. The defensive tackle, once the ball was in his hands, became a surprise weapon. He sprinted, maneuvered, and made sure to cross the goal line for a touchdown. The entire field erupted, and you could see the players and coaches reacting, impressed by Shedeur's ability to keep everyone on their toes. And in the background, none other than Kevin Stefanski, the head coach, was watching intently. You could spot him in the background, keeping his eyes locked on Shedeur throughout every rep. He wasn't just observing, he was taking mental notes, clearly impressed by what he was seeing. It's rare that a quarterback gets that kind of attention during every drill, but Shedeur's versatility and ability to adapt had everyone's eyes on him, especially Stefanski's. But that wasn't it. The last rep of the day, the highlight, was a moment that will be remembered for a long time. Shedeur Sanders was up against overwhelming pressure. The defense was all over him, closing in from every angle, and it looked like he might have nowhere to go. The pocket was collapsing fast, defenders swarming, and you could feel the tension in the air. It was one of those make-or-break moments. But here's where Shedeur showed his true brilliance. In the face of all that pressure, he didn't panic. He calmly surveyed the field, and though the runner he was looking at wasn't far, there was one huge risk: a potential interception. It was a tight window, and any slight miscalculation could have ended the play with a turnover. And that's a wrap on this incredible session. From the very first snap to the final game-changing throw, Shedeur Sanders has shown why he's not just a top contender for the QB spot, he's looking like the guy to beat. His precision, poise, and versatility in these drills have proven that he's more than ready for the starting role. Whether it's his sharp decision-making, his ability to move under pressure, or his instinctive playmaking, Shedeur's performance was a statement. It's clear now, Shedeur is back, and he's looking even better than before. The competition for the QB spot may be fierce, but Shedeur's not backing down. He's made it known. He's coming for that starting job, and after this session, it's hard to imagine anyone else taking it from him. So what do you think, folks? After seeing Shedeur Sanders in action during this first training session, how do you feel about his chances for that QB1 spot? Do you think he's already set himself apart from the rest of the competition, or is it still anyone's game? What impressed you the most? His accuracy, his footwork, or maybe that unexpected move with the defensive tackle? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because after what we've seen today, Shedeur's performance has got everyone talking, and we want to hear what you think about his future with the team.